In this piece of writing, Kathleen describes a protest she joins with her mother and cousin Alma in Washington, D.C. So this means she's not a real character, is she? No. But she is an imagined character. So what would we call this? It is based on real history, but she's not a real character. So what genre is this? Floor? Beautiful historical fiction. This is historical fiction. All right. We're going to start reading this. This story is by this beautiful woman down here, Catherine Lasky. She's from Cambridge, Massachusetts. She's written 100 novels and nonfiction books. All right. She's written the Guardians of Ga'Hoole series. I don't know if anyone's read that. Okay. Let's get started. Did you have a question or you just want to read? Okay. January 14th, 1917. I cannot believe that I once did not know what a picket line was. All right, already I've read one sentence, but we're going to pause. I know. Do we know what a picket line is? No. Okay. Let's pull from, what is a picket fence? Okay, so let's pull from our knowledge of a little picket fence. You don't have to draw this. But I know what a picket fence is. Oh my God, that's a terrible drawing. Okay, so I know what a picket fence is. Let's pull from that. A picket line is similar to a picket fence. It's people standing on a line like a fence. It's a fence of people standing up along a line. A picket line, right, on the side of your, let me switch this over. A picket line in the side here, I want you to write. It's a group of people who stand outside to protest something. Okay. All right. There's a lot of vocabulary in this one that's a little bit tricky. So I'm actually going to read this first page so that I can go over it with you. It's not like super like weird academic vocabulary, but it's things that are like super old and specific to the 1900s. Okay. I cannot believe that I once did not know what a picket line was. Well, I certainly know now. It is all we eat, think, and breathe. The White House vigil. All right, remind me, what's the vigil? What is a vigil? Wyatt, what's a vigil? I love it. He's pulling out his notes. Nice.
It's a group meeting in a public place, usually at night, to support a cause.
Beautiful. A vigil is a group meeting in a public place, usually at night, to support a cause. So they said, it is all we eat, think, and breathe. The White House vigil, the picket line. So they're protesting outside the White House. And it's at night. And all that white, gold, and purple cloth. Now here, it's white, gold, and purple, and you wouldn't know why it's white, gold, and purple unless I tell you this. These are the colors of the National Women's Party. They say, and all that white, gold, and purple cloth Alma and I delivered to Mrs. Belmont's. Well, our fingers are just about worn from sewing banners for the pickets to carry. Alma helps too. We tell her father that we are staying after school for Latin club or the drawing and painting circle. Yes, it's a lie, but Alma and I say no one is getting hurt by our lie. And then we go over to the Women's Party headquarters on Lafayette Square and help make banners. They need a steady supply for the women in the picket line. And Alma's mother is in it. Alma said that her mother threatened to tell our Uncle Everett, Mother's and Auntie Claire's brother, about a gold mining venture that she thinks is bad, but that Uncle Bayard wants Uncle Everett up in Boston to invest in. All right, take a moment, turn to your table partners. Claire, I'm going to have you sit in Ethan's desk. Charlie, I'm going to have you sit in Ethan's desk. And let's quickly summarize what we just read on this page. And I want you to consider, what did we learn about what do we think her dad thinks about women's suffrage? What did we learn about her dad? And her dad's opinion on women's suffrage. Talk about it with your table groups. Summarize this and talk about her dad's opinion.
So, like, he has the right to vote and stuff. And he doesn't really care about women's suffrage because, like, he doesn't know what's going on about it.
What do you think, Wyatt?
I think that why she doesn't tell the dad?
Well, what did you read on this page? What did we read?
Well, that her father, he doesn't support women's suffrage,
Yeah.
and but
And what are they doing?
They're delivering white, gold, and purple cloth to Mrs. Belmont, and then for all the pickets to carry for banners.
Perfect. All right. Wesley, what do you think? What are they preparing for? You want to be on mic? Nope, that's all right.
I'm not sure.
That's okay. Do we know what banners are? Charlie, what's a banner? Perfect. Check it out. That's a banner. That beautiful gull that's staring us down, kind of menacingly. That's a banner. So they are gathering purple, gold, and white cloth to make banners for the protest. So let's come together. What is our summary? What did we read? What are they preparing for? What are they doing? I've heard a lot from Zev. I've heard a good deal from Floor. Can I hear from somebody I haven't heard as much from? Asher.
They're helping supply the
Awesome. They're helping supply the Women's Suffrage Party. And what did we learn about her father and his opinions? What did we learn? What do we think? Colton, what do you think? He doesn't probably believe in women's rights. And why do we think that? Did we read that specific sentence? Did it say, my dad does not believe in women's rights. He does not want women to vote. Did it say that? No. So how did Colton infer that? Charlie.
Because the dad didn't want them to go. They lied to the dad about like going to the after school thing. And
Nice.
actually banners.
They lied to the dad about where they were going. They lied and they said that they were just going to a different event. But they said, well, this lie's probably not going to hurt anyone. It's okay. Piper, what were you going to say? There was subtext. Nice. Expand. What's subtext?
It's kind of like if you're watching a movie and they play sad music, but they're not necessarily sad. It's kind of like foreshadowing.
Yeah. So Piper said there was subtext. So it's like if you're watching a movie and there's not necessarily anything sad happening, but they're playing sad music. So it's kind of like foreshadowing. Or maybe there's nothing scary going on, but there's scary music. So you're like, something's about to happen. I don't know what, but I'm creeped out. Something's happening. Something's going on. Something is amiss. All right, let's scooch to the next page. It worked! And Auntie Claire and Mother are standing by the White House gates with a dozen or more other women holding banners that read, "The right of self-government for one half of its people is of far more vital consequence to the nation than any or all other questions." Okay, that is a wordy banner. Does anyone want to try to translate it? It's wordy. Piper, you want to give it a go?
Like the right of self-government could mean that the right of people's government
Yeah, so the right of self-government would be the right to vote.
for only men in one half of the government.
Perfect. The right to vote for only men is so what they're saying with consequence is they're saying it's far more important to talk about or to they're saying on their poster or their banner, they're saying the right to vote for only men is far more important a question than any other question. And that's probably our wordiest banner for us to translate. Our next one. Mr. President, what will you do for women's suffrage? What's powerful about that one? What do you think? I feel like that one's like pretty hard-hitting, personally. But y'all might not think that. I don't know. Any thoughts about that? Jaime, what do you think about this one? Mr. President, what will you do for women's suffrage? What do you think about that banner versus the one from before? The one we just read before versus that one?
It's less, how do you say it? It's less wordy? Yeah, less wordy.
It's not as wordy. It's shorter. It gets straight to the point. Piper?
Short and sweet, short and loud.
It's short and sweet. Floor, what do you think?
It's asking the president what's going on.
Yes, it asks the president. Zev, what do you think? It's really impactful. And, I think it's really impactful because of what Floor's saying. What Floor said is that it talks directly to the president. It puts that president on the spot, puts him on the hot seat, says, "Hey, yo, Mr. President, what are you going to do?" Hey, they're not just saying like, well, what are we going to do as a country? They're saying, "Mr. President, we're talking to you. What are you going to do?" And then they go on, or my favorite, "Men, their rights and nothing more. Women, their rights and nothing less." What do we think of that one? We like it? Charlie?
It's like, it's really short, but it's like, what's it called?
Men, their rights and nothing more. Women, their rights and nothing less.
It's like a little poem. It kind of sounds like one.
Yeah.
You get a rhyme for it.
So, and what do we think that they're saying in this one? Zoe.
They're saying, men have everything, so they shouldn't get anything more. Women have nothing, so they should get more.
Yeah, so they're saying, Piper, you wanted to add something?
Men their rights and nothing more. Men get a lot more than women, so men just their rights and nothing more, and women their rights and nothing more.
Yes. So yes, so they're saying men already have rights. So men, they should have their rights as they do, and nothing more. Women, they need their rights and nothing less than that. We want equality. So they're demanding equality. And they're doing it so straightforward. They're saying nothing less. We demand it. All right, let's finish this off. The weather is bitter, cold, close to zero. Everyone expected the women to quit after the first day. The newspaper photographers came and took a few pictures. But the women, including Mother and Auntie Claire and Nell, have been coming back for 4 days. Even today, Sunday. The newspapers, who at first referred to them simply as women participants in a vigil for suffrage, are now calling them unwomanly and undesirable. Unwomanly. Anyone want to expand on that? Charlie feels passionate. Go ahead.
Like they're not feminine.
Yes.
Not acting feminine.
They're saying they're not acting feminine by protesting.
Like saying that women shouldn't protest.
They're saying women shouldn't protest. That if a woman protests, she is less of a woman. She is not acting proper for a lady. That is not how women should act. You know how in old fairy tales the queen says to the princess, that's not how a proper princess acts. You need to stand up with good posture. You need to be able to walk with a stack of books on your head. You're not a proper lady. So they're saying a proper woman does not protest. You are unwomanly and undesirable. What are they saying by undesirable? Floor. Not good enough? Yeah, Zoe.
They're not doing what what people want them to decide.
Yes, yeah. Claire?
No one wants them.
No one wants them. Piper?
They're doing the opposite of what people want.
Yes. And think about in this time, in particular, being an unmarried woman was very wrong. It was not okay to be an unmarried woman after the age of like 25.
What?
Yes.
What?
So I would be in big trouble. Big trouble. So they are saying they're unwomanly and undesirable. So they're saying if you are protesting and demanding women's rights, you are undesirable. No man is going to want to marry you. Disgusting. Nice. You were on the same track, Charlie. So they're saying, ugh, gross. All right. Alma and I bring them hot bricks wrapped in toweling to stand on to keep their feet warm. Now, doesn't that remind us of what Daniel said? It's a cold, cold, stormy place that they're protesting at. It's so freezing that they have to bring hot bricks wrapped in toweling to stand on to keep their feet warm. Father is endlessly fretting about Mother and Auntie Claire getting pneumonia or worse. He sent Marietta over with thermoses of hot soup that Mother, Nell, and Auntie Claire shared with the other women. Alma and I went to the Ardmore and had hot chocolate with piles of whipped cream. All right. We are going to... Daniel, what's up? Yeah, go quickly. All right. So turn to your table groups and quickly let's rehash this last page with your table groups. Just summarize it with your table groups. Talk about what we read, what you learned.
That everybody wants to help.
Can I take slightly longer? Okay, never mind. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, flat tire. All right. So why did the newspaper describe them this way? Why did they change their description? Any thoughts? Gunnar, what do you think?
Because they changed their thoughts to like unwomanly and undesirable because they're like they were determined to like change the law or something like that.
So you think because they were so determined to keep protesting that the newspapers turned against them? Piper.
They changed it because they thought that they weren't going to last long at their disease, but after they kept doing it, they realized that they were perfect.
So Piper says, and that's kind of similar to what Gunnar said too, is that they thought, well, they won't last long. So at first they reported on them like, it's okay. They're all right. And then they thought, it'll last like maybe a week. And then they just kept coming back. And then they were like, oh my gosh, they're a real problem. And they were like, ugh, these unwomanly, undesirable protesters, we got to get rid of them. Let's run some real bad articles about them. Flora, what do you think?
They did that because they don't want, after the protest, they don't want men to like them.
Yes. So what do we think? Flora says if they ran these because after the protest they don't want men to like them. How powerful do we think newspapers were at this time? Charlie.
Very powerful because they got all their information from there.
Very powerful. Charlie says very powerful because they got all their information. Do we think newspapers are super powerful now?
No.
Not really, right? What do you think is the most powerful source now? Media source. Your dad. Well, media source. Hi, May, what do you think? Your phone. Social media? Okay, so if a celebrity gets canceled on social media, it's over for them. So think about it. The newspaper, isn't this kind of the equivalent of the newspaper trying to cancel the women's suffragists? They're saying, we got to put an end to them. We're going to run a slanderous campaign. Do we know what the word slanderous means?
No.
All right. The word slander means when you're saying mean things that aren't true. The word libel means saying the same thing but in writing. So if I slander Mrs. Dong, I say, Mrs. Dong is so mean and she punches me when she doesn't like me. Then if I libel Mrs. Dong, I write it. And I write a newspaper article and I say, Mrs. Dong is so mean and she kicks me down the stairs when she's walking behind me. Okay. Flat tire. So what's slander? Floor, what's slander? And is it true?
No.
What's libel? Well, so you said in an article. Now, if I say it out loud, what is it? Slander. Now, if I say it in an article, what is it? Wyatt, go ahead. What's libel?
Saying it in an article.
No, say it with pride and happiness. Try again. You were so excited. What's libel, Wyatt?
Saying in an article.
Okay, wait, with a smile, with a big smile. Wyatt, what's libel?
Saying it in an article.
Yes, it is saying it in an article. And is it true, Wyatt?
Oh, what?
Is it true?
Yeah.
Is libel true?
What?
Is libel true? No, it's not true. So this is not necessarily true. These are opinionated, rude things that they're saying about them. All right, for time's sake, we got to pack up. We can share these opinions tomorrow. I love that you're excited to talk about this, but we got to pack up. We'll talk about this tomorrow. All right. Flat tire. Oh, that means voices are off. I need you to pack these up quickly and pull out your math books and your math notebooks. I love Zoe's enthusiasm. Perfect. Thank you. Oh, jeez. Well, that's sad. Yeah, go ahead. Okay.